Hello everyone and welcome to the demo. Today we are going to understand the timeline view of Project 2010 in detail. This is a new view which was introduced in 2010. What it does is it gives you an overall picture of your project plan. It essentially draws certain important activities, summary tasks or milestones in a timeline view. This view is very easy to share using different Office applications like PowerPoint, Outlook, Word, etc. Let us go through a small demo of how timeline view can be used. I have a project plan here in which you see certain activities are already appearing in the timeline. The timeline view appears by default in the Gantt chart view. There is a splitter available which distinguishes the timeline view and the Gantt chart. If you wish to disable the timeline view, from the View tab, uncheck the checkbox for timeline and the timeline will disappear. So the checkbox is a toggle which will allow you to display the timeline or get rid of it. I already have certain tasks appearing in the timeline view. If you notice carefully, I can have summary task, I can have milestones, and I can also have subtasks appearing in the timeline view. In order to add any activity in the timeline, simply right-click on the activity and choose Add to Timeline. And you'll see scope is appearing in the timeline for me. Likewise, if I want any subtask to appear in the timeline, just right-click and choose Add to Timeline. Once the activity has appeared in the timeline, it's easy to drag and move the activity in the gray area. I can move implementation down on the gray area, I can move it up in the gray area. So dragging, dropping the activity is simple. I can also make an activity appear as a callout. So you see, instead of implementation appearing as a timeline, it is now appearing in the form of a callout. Let's display it back as a bar. Now that I have activities appearing on the timeline, I would like to format certain important tasks. Maybe I would like to format implementation and scope completed differently. Implementation because I'm currently in the implementation phase. Scope because I've already completed the scope. So I select scope and from format I can give it a different color. I can also give a different font color here. And my milestone activity on the timeline appears different. Same thing can also be done for implementation. Because I'm currently in the implementation phase, I would want it to appear green. And there it goes. So it's easy to format different areas on the timeline. I can also change the date format to a more concise format if required. So that's how you can format the timeline the way you would wish to see it. Now that our timeline is ready, I would also want to share information on this timeline. That part is also very simple. From the Copy Timeline option, choose where you would want to paste your timeline. In this case, let's choose for presentation. My timeline is now copied. Let's go to the PowerPoint we were working on. And here I will paste the timeline schedule. The advantage is every component in the timeline can now be considered as a different box. So if I want to move updating project server, I can select that component and move it out. Maybe this is the next phase which my project team is going to work on, and I would like to discuss more about this phase. So even in PowerPoint, as an individual component, it can be formatted. You can put in the 3D effects, and you can also make it look different in PowerPoint presentation. Going one step ahead, you can also add animation to it. Like I pasted this timeline in PowerPoint presentation. It can also be made available in email and sent directly to anybody who wants to see it. So that is the power of timeline, and that's how easy it is to share your overview of the entire project using 2010. Hope this demo was useful to you. If you have any further queries, please feel free to send me an email at any of the addresses mentioned here. Thank you.